The clever lynx. How this feline outsmarted hunters. The lynx is a ghost in the forest, silent, sharp-eyed, and smarter than most predators humans have tried to outwit. For centuries, hunters have viewed the lynx as a prize, a challenge, and often a mystery. But few have understood just how clever this feline really is. Today, we're diving into the astonishing world of the lynx, how it evades capture, adapts to new threats, and leaves would-be hunters bewildered in its wake. The anatomy of a natural ghost. Before we talk about its cunning, it's important to understand what makes a lynx tick. There are 4 species: the Eurasian lynx, the Canadian lynx, the Iberian lynx, and the bobcat, which some scientists group as a lynx relative. Despite size differences, all lynxes share some core traits. 1. Keen eyesight that allows them to spot a mouse from over 250 feet away. 2. Large, snowshoe-like paws that spread weight evenly, letting them glide silently over snow and soft earth. 3. Tufted ears that pick up the faintest of sounds, from snapping twigs to a hunter's heavy breathing. But it's not just the physical tools that make a lynx lethal and elusive. It's the mind behind them. Outsmarting the hunters. A game of cat and manhunters learned early on that the lynx was no easy quarry. Unlike wolves or bears that might charge or flee in panic, the lynx plays a different game entirely. Stealth, patience, and manipulation. One 18th century hunter's journal from the Carpathian Mountains reads, "The lynx vanished as mist before the dawn. We tracked her steps across fresh snow, only to find the tracks circled back upon themselves, leading us into endless confusion." This was no accident. Lynxes are masters of misdirection. The looping trick lynxes will often walk in loops when they sense they're being followed. They double back over their own trail, making it nearly impossible for trackers to tell which way they went. In deep forests, this simple move buys them hours, and sometimes days, of precious escape time. Modern research confirms it. GPS-collared lynxes showed behavior that experts called evasive loop paths, twisting and weaving through dense terrain once human scent or noise was detected. Silent watcher, sometimes the lynx doesn't even run. Instead, it freezes. Hidden by brush or perched on a rock ledge, it watches hunters stumble past. A lynx's natural camouflage, tawny fur broken with black spots, makes it blend perfectly into dead leaves, winter trees, or rocky outcrops. There are reports from Canada where hunters walked within 5 feet of a lynx without spotting it. Only when reviewing trail cameras did they realize the cat had been sitting there the entire time, still as a statue. Freezing saves energy and lets the lynx gather information. It listens to footsteps, smells human sweat, watches for dogs, and plots its next move, the vanishing act. When escape is necessary, the lynx disappears in ways that almost seem supernatural. Thanks to those oversized paws, it can sprint across snow or soft earth without leaving clear tracks. In areas where snow is thick, the lynx will often leap from rock to rock, tree to tree, minimizing its footprint. In the Pyrenees, Iberian lynxes were seen using rivers to erase their scent trail, plunging into the cold water and swimming downstream before emerging far from their original path. Even professional wildlife biologists tracking lynxes with radio collars often report losing signal for hours at a time. The cat will tuck itself into a gully or rocky crevice, effectively becoming invisible to the world. The learning lynx, intelligence in action. Perhaps the most shocking part about the lynx's cleverness is how quickly it learns. Lynxes seem to adapt to new threats at a pace faster than many other carnivores, learning from mistakes. When snares and traps first appeared in North American forests, lynxes were caught in significant numbers. But within 2 decades, trappers noticed a sharp decline. The lynxes learned. They avoided paths that smelled like iron or human hands. They recognized the unnatural appearance of baited areas. In Siberia, camera traps recorded lynxes approaching steel traps, inspecting them, and then carefully plucking bait away without triggering the mechanism. Some lynxes even used sticks or their paws to spring traps safely before taking the prize. Outsmarting dogs. Hunters with hounds often rely on tiring prey, but lynxes figured out that running isn't always the answer. Canadian lynxes, pursued by dogs, were observed climbing low-hanging trees and lying flat along thick branches, hidden from sight, scent, and sound. More than once, frustrated hunters reported their dogs endlessly barking at empty snowfields while the lynx rested, watching safely from above. Cultural legends. The seer of the forest. It's no surprise that human cultures surrounded the lynx with myth and legend. To the ancient Greeks, the lynx was a symbol of hidden sight. It was said to see through walls and into the human soul. Some legends claim that the lynx's urine hardened into precious gems, a myth based on the discovery of amber-like stones. Native American tribes, especially in the colder northern regions, revered the lynx as a creature of secrets and the unseen world. 1. The Cree believed the lynx guided lost souls through the spirit world's frozen forests. 2. The Ojibwe told stories of lynxes who punished humans who boasted of their hunting prowess. To these peoples, the lynx wasn't just an animal. It was a reminder: arrogance, noise, and overconfidence had no place in the wild. Modern-day ghosts. Despite human advances in technology, drones, thermal cameras, radio collars, the lynx remains stubbornly difficult to study. They prefer the deepest wilderness, and even when they wander close to towns, they're almost never seen. One famous Canadian study tried to monitor lynxes by fitting over 30 individuals with GPS collars. Even then, researchers found themselves puzzling over disappearing signals, random behavior shifts, and nearly untraceable movements. And if a lynx decides it doesn't want to be seen, good luck. Cameras often pick up only a fleeting tail tip or the flash of a reflective eye. Even trained wildlife officers admit it's like trying to catch a ghost with your bare hands. Conclusion. The ultimate forest trickster. The lynx is more than just a pretty face with tufted ears. It's a tactical genius, a creature that doesn't rely on brute strength or speed alone, but on strategy, patience, and mind games. It knows how to trick, hide, and outweight humans, beings who pride themselves on being the cleverest species on Earth. In a world where so many animals fall victim to human encroachment, the lynx stands as a stubborn reminder: wits still matter in the wild. The lynx survives because it thinks, it adapts, and it refuses to be predictable. The next time you walk through a dense forest, remember this: you might not see a lynx. But somewhere out there, sharp eyes are watching, judging, waiting, and if you're lucky, you'll never even know it was there.